Saturday morning volleyball action brings us inside the Cougars Den on this special 20th anniversary of 9/11, where the Crestview Cougars will look to spike their 5th win of the season against area power Galion, fresh off a loss at the hands of Highland following a nice 5-game win streak. It's the Cougars and Tigers taking center stage for a non-conference showdown, streaming live and free to your smartphone, tablet, PC, or TV. Next.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Two of the top programs in North Central Ohio square off for a matinee edition of varsity high school volleyball. Crestview and Galion are all laced up and ready for action as our live and free coverage begins right now. Good morning, folks, and welcome inside the Cougars Den. My name is Brian Skronsky, joined by Mackenzie Weaver today, and we will get into our J&F pregame right after paying tribute to America with the playing of our national anthem. All right, folks, we have paid our tribute to the flag and are ready for some high school volleyball action. And Mackenzie, this could be an angry, motivated Tigers team this morning in Olivesburg. Galion had that engine roaring to the tune of 5 straight wins, had some quality victories too over the likes of Margaretta and Shelby. Then they just suffered their 2nd loss, so could see some of that Big Sean syndrome. Took an L, looking to bounce back here.
Yeah, haven't seen them play yet this year. I'm excited to see. They've been pretty solid the past couple of years. I saw them play last year when my cousin played for Ontario. We went to a game. They did graduate a couple kids. It's interesting to see they have 3 kids right now hitting over 300, which is great to see. They're moving the ball around. They're distributing pretty well. Their one that's hitting the highest is a freshman. She's their middle hitter. I'm excited to see how she plays today. Crestview's looking to bounce back. They had a rough night on Thursday night, but, you know, again, it's a fresh day. It's a fresh morning. Anything can happen. I hope they took the time. They were able to reflect, review, and push forward, try to get a win today.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough patch for Crestview. Defeats in 3 of their last 4 after they smacked a few opponents early in the season. So to kind of keep that hip-hop theme, will the real Crestview Cougars please stand up today? What are we going to get, Mackenzie? The early season Cougars that were pretty good, or the team that's been struggling of late?
Do you know what? It's honestly, it's going to be a matter of will. It's going to be a matter of they have got to be able to pass the ball. They have struggled. And if you think about it, how I think about passing is such an aggressive, and especially in service, is such an aggressive thing that you can do because that's how you establish yourself as a team. When you pass the ball well and you pass it early and often so you can establish your middle and establish an offense, you're going to be fine. You can have your moments here and there where you struggle throughout a match, but then you come together because your passing is holding you together as a team. So their pass game has got to be better. I hope that they were able to evaluate, reflect, and go back to some fundamental volleyball, because if you start swinging platforms and you're breaking platforms and you're not keeping your head focused on what you need to be doing, you have moments where they lose a couple important matches early. So I like to see them bounce back here today.
Here is the lineup for Crestview here today, and of note, though, no number 4, Becca Coffin. We know it's not going to be playing. That could be a huge loss.
That could be a huge loss for them. She is an upperclassman. She has been a great job being an emotional leader. She's tried to lead by example, lead verbally out on the court. I saw that she wasn't dressed today. Could be an injury. I don't know what happened. Maybe on Thursday or Friday something happened. Hope that she's doing okay. And this, you know what, though? This gives somebody the opportunity that maybe is a role player to step up and step into a bigger role. Honestly, this could be a good thing for them. This could be, oh, crap, what are we going to do? But the worst thing you can do is panic, and Becca from the sidelines can give a lot of emotional and physical support in the ways that she can today. So I'm interested to see who's going to step up in her place with her being out today.
That's a good point. You can't really overlook the fact that you would have a senior leader over on the sideline playing that rah-rah role, keeping the girls engaged, pumped up. So we'll see how much she's able to influence the younger girls getting out there, getting an opportunity to play here.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Tigers with the first serve here of the match.
Short serve in system. Let's see if they run their middles here. To who? Okay.
Just nobody home right there, Mackenzie.
Nobody's home. And do you know what? That was a perfect pass where how I have always been taught to play it, especially when I was at Dayton, our biggest thing was we pass for middles, because when you establish your middles early, you open up so many more opportunities for your offense to swing. And again, runs in bunches is to get them in trouble here.
Cougars quickly down in a 2-0 hole. A couple of costly errors. See if they can get something over. They will. Nice dig, though, by the libero.
It's a good spot. That's where your block's supposed to shade, but there is a seam in that block, so that libero has got to step up. And, like I said earlier, service seam needs to be aggressive. As a libero, you have got to touch every single ball. Even if you don't think you're going to get to it early now, if you go and you're touching balls and you're attempting things, that'll come later in the season.
Cougars do a nice job of scrambling there. Tigers, though, set up in the middle, and wow, popping the pinata, Haley Young.
It's a good swing.
Take another.
That's establishing that middle. And she was just late. And that right front didn't come help. Good block touch, good coverage. And it's out.
So you can appreciate at least the effort there of Sauter trying to get over, make a play, but quickly, Galion on top, 5-0 here.
I would start to think that they're going to start either, missing a serve or calling a timeout. And you'll hear me say, if we start missing more serves, it makes my skin, like I might break out in a rash. Missed serves are the biggest pet peeve of mine.
Well, here's Izzy Artis. Hopefully she doesn't.
And I almost cursed her there.
And just another big smack at the net. Young again with her second kill.
Well, what I just noticed, their defense has changed completely from Thursday night. They're running what Monroeville was running, and it's called an up defense, where their setter stays on the 10-foot line, and she runs from tee to tee, if you can see from like the volleyball sideline, the tee to the tee. And that leaves their 2 defensive players to cover the backcourt. But then again, if your block's not there, that leaves zone 6 completely open for girls to swing at. So hopefully their block can either touch balls or their 2 pin people can play really good defense here today.
So far, that has not been the case. The Tigers have been capitalizing. Crestview unable to generate any momentum.
That's a great ball. That's a great ball. That was out. That's a great out-of-system ball.
Just sailed a little bit there on Ella Payne. So the Cougs, with their second point, get back within 5.
And, you know, I don't see for Galion, okay, that just happened. You couldn't tell that they just made 2 volleyball errors right there. With the missed serve and the ball out of bounds, they're like, okay, back to business. Okay, you have an error. It's bounced back quickly. It was a good decision that she made, probably a little low. She's got some long arms.
That was the freshman Jillian Capretta, who's been leading the team so far.
Yeah, she has the highest hitting percentage on the team right now, which if you're passing and you're in system, it's pretty easy to have your middle having the highest hitting percentage. But as I was looking at her stats, she's done a great job of moving the ball around, hitting to different locations on the court, making teams play defense.
Crestview putting together a little run here. 3 straight points for the girls in white. And
Good
a nice
coverage.
play at the net. 2 nice plays in a row. Sarah Cohn coming up, making it tough for Galion to get it over, and they can't.
This is the runs and bunches. This gets them within. Let's see if they can get within 2 here.
The serve from Weaver, Emily Weaver, leads to a nice setup in the middle. Cougars handle it.
It's a great ball.
And the run continues for Crestview.
So they've let this go on for a couple points. I would either see if they don't execute on this ball, I would see her calling a timeout.
So the Cougars have clawed their way back into the match after being down 7-1 early.
And the yummy is just wide.
One of my favorite terms in the history of sports, the yummy ball. I just learned that last year. It's just a delicious
Yummy.
verb. It's great.
It is. That's a Bobbyism right there. That is, okay, it's right at the net. You have no block. Just, it's yummy.
A lot of sriracha behind that serve right there. Ends up with an ace from Madeline Schieber.
They've done a great job of serving to different locations. They've gone short, long. If you notice, they're making people move. They are not serving to people. They're serving to space. That's a great tip. That's a great tip. She approached like she was going to hit that ball. She held that elbow high. Oh, love that front outside.
Brings a smile to Mackenzie Weaver's
It does.
face.
I'm like, oh, that was so lovely. Because I thought she was swinging. And she's like, oh, nope.
Sometimes that's not the tactic, of course. You know, you don't
No.
always want to bring the heat. You can't just shoot missiles all the time. Sometimes if you take a little softer approach, it pays off.
Yeah, and, you know, I think what people think when you tip the ball, sometimes like you tip out of panic or you're tipping with purpose, you have to approach as a hitter with the mindset that I'm going to hit this ball. Even if you think, okay, like in this instance, I know this spot is open on the court, but you have to approach to hold that defense. If you approach soft, they know you're going to tip the ball. Like here, they know, okay, she's not approaching like she's going to hit. If she would have waited and gone fast, that's a great set. That was out.
Nice double block set up there against Capretta. Leads to a Crestview point. Izzy Artist checking back into the lineup for the Cougars.
Let's see if they can respond and get to even here. This would give them a little bit more energy.
It's a serve from the sophomore Sophie Durbin. Nice setup in the middle.
That's a great swing.
Smash job right there from Ashley Dyer.
You know, I haven't seen anybody run like a, how do I describe this? It's like a tandem play out of the middle where you run that one ball and you have that 2 coming right behind you. It's not as common, especially when you have a freshman that's in the middle that runs that. Sometimes they can get lost in the traffic and chaos, and they executed really well there. But they're shooting themselves in the foot. That's 3 missed serves for them early. And my rule is, and what I've learned is, every time you miss a serve, it's like giving 2 points away. So that's like 6 points they've given away here early in this match.
Maybe start dropping down, doing some push-ups that way they learn their lessons, Mackenzie.
Yeah, run some sprints, or never do that in my presence. Makes me so angry. Great swing, little low. What?
Must have gone into the net.
That was the ball.
Tough call going against Galion right there. As Ramsey sends.
That was set a little inside, but I don't know if anybody saw that. Her reaching high, she dropped her thumb down, and she saw that her hands were high, and she's turning against that block. See how she's turning and keeping that elbow high? It was a great swing, especially since it was so tight and it was pushed a little inside for her. Oh, sweetie. Oh, they almost missed that serve.
Bailed out. Mackenzie almost broke out in hives there.
Oh, you're going to give me 4 missed serves in the first 13 points. Oh, sweetie, sweetie. Let's see if she can respond here. That's a little better.
A lot of heat behind that one, too. Forces Crestview to scramble a bit. Soft touch there by Young.
That's up. That's up. I would have liked to see her block in that situation, that middle hitter for Galion. It is what it is. You got to move on. I think if they're kind of getting complacent and they're letting Crestview kind of take control of this match by not executing when they have the ball. Like when they had that free ball play, that's a boom, boom play. Got to have that down, got to have that point. That's when you kind of get in an opponent's head and you separate at that point. And I don't know if they're doing that right now.
Wow, another lucky play off the top of the net.
Lucky play, yes. So this is an opportunity where Galion can separate from their opponent if they serving to space or not, or in executing here when they have free balls and down balls. That's a great pass from Ashley Dyer. I like to see that setter get her hands on that ball. Great swing.
Just an absolute missile right there, a heat seeker from Scheiber.
I've noticed, especially with Galion, with other teams, a lot of their kids hit really, really heavy balls. So it's not, I mean, their arm is quick and fast, but they are hitting that ball. Like I feel like if I were to touch that dig, I'd be like, ow, that's actually a little painful.
Tough angle that time. Scheiber unable to keep it in the field of play, so the Cougars end that little nice stretch there for the Tigers.
Okay, let's see if they can get in system here to run their middle. No. It's a great spot. That's in.
Let's dial up that replay for you. Break this one down, Mackenzie.
So they're out of system. She's hitting behind the 10-foot line. She took a really solid approach. But you know what? That's a ball that needs to be – that's why they're playing the defense that they're in Crestview's in right now. So they have that coverage in those corners, and that's either got to be up. I know it's close, but, again, I've been saying when in doubt, stick it out. Like, keep it in play, keep it alive, keep it moving. And this isn't the breakdown that I want to see from Crestview right now. It's the mental errors that chip away, not executing on that pass, not communicating enough when balls are in between people, knowing that, okay, Libero's going to take this ball in this instance, or if outside hitters or setters are going to take this ball. I think some of it is youth. They did graduate a couple kids. The only thing that I wish that they would do is I want to see a little bit more vocalization, like after big plays and throughout plays, because I noticed that Galion's is super involved. They're calling their plays. They're talking to, like, defense is talking to hitters where they should hit. That comes with time, and that comes with being comfortable and playing around each other. I just don't think there's enough of it. When you're uncomfortable, the best thing you can do, even if you don't know what you're saying, is to just talk, because your verbal garbage or whatever you want to call it, it'll at least work its way out. But they still got to talk their way out of it. Yeah.
Key in any sport, of course, Mackenzie. And let's go ahead and look at my keys to the game. Tell me how smart I look, or maybe not so much. And these are all for Crestview for me. I feel like with the big girl in the middle for Galion, try to control the net a little bit. They've been sending double blocks over. I like that. Just don't get smashed on. Don't get your confidence, just murdered early in the game. So far, they've done pretty well with that.
They have.
And then the unforced errors.
Oh my God.
So far.
Oh my God, that's really good. I like the verbiage there. That is perfect. Limit your unforced errors. That is hitting balls into the net that you should tip or make better decisions. Missing serves. That is my biggest pet peeve. That is like giving away. That's a great dig. Free points.
Yeah, Ramsey.
Good swing.
Great dig on that one.
It's a good out-of-system ball. I would like to see a bigger approach. She did exactly what she's supposed to do in that instance, in that circumstance, okay? She knows that they're in that up defense. She knows that zone 6 is open, but it's such a slow approach. I want to see her get deeper on the ball. I want to see her take a more solid approach, because when you become out of system with that, you can start hitting more shots because you're comfortable in that circumstance. And there's their 4th missed serve of the set. So they've given Galion has given, in quotes, Crestview about 8 points, unearned points. It's a better approach. That was beautiful. Oh, her approach was slow to fast. Her elbow was high. That's an off-speed shot. She approached hard and fast, and she just rolled off her hand. That was beautiful.
Just a freshman, too, Mackenzie, making an
love
impact
it.
here early. It's about the 3rd or 4th kill here of the opening set from Schieber.
Okay, let's see. Not a bad pass.
Looked like almost a swing and a miss there for
Swing and a
Capretta.
miss. But again, a kill is a kill is a kill. She's like, okay, I'm going to miss-hit it. If I do it again, as long as it's a kill, it don't matter at this point.
Off-target shot there from Sophie Durbin. So Galion now 5 points away from earning a first set victory here on the road.
Really good change in pace right there. Drop that in front. They've gone deep, deep short. I think if they might start. Oh, we got a timeout. They've done a great job with their serve. They've been aggressive, so I can understand why they've had 4 misses. And they have been changing where they hit up on the court. But my rule of thumb is if you're going to miss a serve, it's better to miss long. Gives your team still an opportunity that they may touch it than if you hit it in the net.
So Galion starting to take control here in this opening set. They came out of the gate super hot, 7-1 lead. Crestview got back into it, and then those unforced errors just starting to pile up right now on top of the Cougars. Going to make it difficult to try to make a run here at the end and get back into this first.
So the only advice I think you can give Crestview at this point in time is, okay, percentage and statistically it would be really hard for them to come back and win. I'm not saying that's impossible. Momentum for the next set is super important. Not that their body language is bad, but body language when things are good throughout the play, body language before on the serve, establishing that there's confidence in themselves will go, honestly, for girls especially, that goes a long way. She served in, didn't get iced.
Now the libero comes up and just gets swatted there. Capretta meeting it at the net, no chance. Gotta like her game for just a freshman.
She has been honestly, she's been a really great leader by example here today. I haven't seen a lot get to her. I think she's had 1 or 2 hitting errors, which honestly, it happens. Her face hasn't changed. Her body language hasn't changed. She's done a great job of stepping up to the plate, and she looks to her coach when, okay, I made an error. How can I fix that? How can I move on? It's been really good. It's a good high swing off the block. It's a good leading her to the net. Wow, great swing.
Another missile from the sophomore Dyer, just rumbling the hardwood there at the end of that one.
They've been out of system, but I don't know if anybody has noticed this, and it's a volleyball person would notice this. When you're out of system, it's super important for the setter that you're not setting in a straight line. You got to think of it in angles of a triangle. You don't want to make it a 90 degree. You want to try to give her that hypotenuse angle, so you're leading her to the net when she's hitting. And I think there's been maybe 1 ball where they haven't done that all night, but they have done a great job of leading their hitters to the net, and the hitters have done a great job of the deeper they are to pass, the deeper I have to be to take an approach.
All the geometry majors out there were just wowed by that, Mackenzie.
I'm supposed to try to do math methods this semester in college. I should get an A for that explanation right there.
You definitely should. And how about an A+ right there on that big swing, and another point for Dyer. Set point now for the Tigers. Cougars handle it well.
It's in. Yep.
And they'll get the point. So Cone keeping them alive.
She's done a great job of touching a lot of balls early and often. They're putting their best middles against one another, so that does put a little bit more pressure on Sarah Cone to execute at a high level, but she's trying to touch as many balls, and as a middle blocker, that's the only thing you can do is try to touch as many balls as you can, and when they give you the opportunity to hit, you execute, and you score points.
Tigers looking to close things out here. Great rally.
Swing. see the net moving.
I mean, we're a long ways up.
I know, but
Mackenzie.
I got my glasses on today. I did this for this exact purpose. I didn't have them last time. I got my eagle eyes on today.
From the middle, and guess who? Another big pop right there. Dyer ending the set. Tigers take it 25-17. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back. Set number 2 action on the way, live and free on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Set number 2 action on the way here inside of the Cougars Den. Crestview going toe-to-toe with Area Power Galion today. And we are here along for the ride. Brian Skronsky along with Mackenzie Weaver, who was making my mouth water there over the break. And break it down for me. What's the perfect chicken meal? It's some type of combo with Chick-fil-A and Cane's.
Yes.
But what's what?
Okay, so it's the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, and I don't like pickles. Pickles make me violently ill. I can't even imagine eating a pickle.
Oh, you just lost so much street cred.
And I'm the weirdo that puts like ketchup on everything. So I'm like the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich with the Cane's French fries and
Okay.
Texas toast. That is a whole meal right there. Oh, now I'm going to be hungry until 5 o'clock tonight. Thank you very much.
Well, lucky for you, you're going to a place where you can have the best of both worlds. So get you
Absolutely.
your own little makeshift combo, Mackenzie.
I know. I can tell Mom, I'm like, you know what? You can have your Cane's, but I want my Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. And that first
But you're taking her toast and fries.
Absolutely. And Crestview, sweeties, you got to make your first serve. And a yummy.
Oh, that was yummy and a delicious smash job there from Young, just sizzling the bacon.
Oh, sweet spirits.
Couple
Okay.
of tough balls right there, but played nicely.
Okay, let's see him settle down now.
Yeah, it looks a bit chaotic
It's
right
a little
now.
chaotic. Yes, that was a whole lot of chaos. I'm happy that point's over because that made me a little uncomfortable. There was a lot of free balls. There's a lot of arms and body parts everywhere. Crestview starting out super strong. They're coming right back at him. They're not rolling over and dying. They're here to play. This is their home court. Let's see if they can take it and go. They're 1 to even. Let's get them in system.
Back-to-back points for the Cougs now.
She has not done well this outside with balls out of system. They have got to pass balls, both teams, in front of the 10-foot line. They're shooting themselves in the foot with – at least that was in front of the 10-foot line. I can hear my coach at Dayton saying, at least it's in front of the 10-foot line. Doesn't matter. Great passing system. Good spot. And she's up right away.
It's a fun rally. Shiflett couldn't get it over, so the Tigers.
She's had 2 or 3 kills down the line today. And in Crestview's defense, that should not happen. They are running that up defense, so their corners are covered. So they have got to find a way to pick up more digs when they're attacking from that outside.
Well done by the libero, keeping it alive. Big swing on the outside, but Crestview handles.
Out, just long.
Bit too pumped up on that one. Sailed a bit on Durbin.
I would like to see, maybe this is me, this is because I've seen Galion execute at such a high level, I'm getting picky. I would like to see them take a couple more steps when they're on defense, see how they're just kind of stuck. Ashley Dyer's super athletic. All of her members of her family are super, super athletic. The women in her family are. I would like her to take 1 or 2 more steps. That's the evolution of the next volleyball play there. That's like, okay, I touched that ball. I'm super athletic, so I can make that play. Let me take 1 or 2 more steps, and that's a perfect, beautiful execution play. Out of system, so let's see what they do here. The net's not moving.
Yeah, there must be a stiff breeze coming through here today.
Yeah.
Seen a couple of the gym doors are open, Mackenzie, so it's possible.
I know this ref, so this is nothing against her. She's just she calls things very pickily. Particularly, I'll rephrase it like that. Now.
Good looking point there by the Cougars, Sarah Cohn.
Both are making subs. Let's see if they can get to even. I think, honestly, they've been within this match this entire time.
They have.
I just think that their faces, and like if you would look at them, you would think they're getting beat by 20 right now. This has got to be a maturity factor where sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, and you just find a way to turn it on for the cameras and turn it on for the people.
Oh, it's report in the building, man. People's out there watching, and of course, we want to put on a show.
That's a really great spot. And that was a oh crap play. Like, what am I going to do? Her feet were set. She was open to her setter. You know what? When in doubt, you go to your corners. You go deep corners. You aim for the last 5 feet of the court, essentially. Making her move forward.
And the Tigers with an ace.
Yeah, this is Kaya Capretta. Has done a great job she's come in and served super, super well. She's not serving at people. She's making them move. She has had 2 great back-to-back short serves, making them go left, right, short, deep. It's beautiful.
Dyer with a big swing, and the Cougars cannot handle.
Let's see if she can keep this rally going. This is, I think, like a 3 or 4 point run for her. That's a good serve. Change it up. Change the person. Change the tempo of the speed. I've seen her do like a hybrid where it's a top spin serve but moves like a float, which is honestly it's one of the more difficult serves to have. She's changed where she's serving on the court, giving serve receivers different angles to look at.
Been a nice stretch right here for the Tigers, on top by 5. Dyer wanted to make it 6, but nothing doing at the net. Cone! Back to center.
Her in the past 3 matches, you know what? Even if she's not there and her body's there, or her body's not there, her hands are dropped and they're low across the net. That's all that matters when you block. It doesn't matter how high you jump or whatever. It's just how fast can you get your wrists low and across the tape. That's great height for her. That's great height for that middle. She's got long arms.
And the freshman Capretta coming up with the point. She's going to get the serve now. As Galion got Crestview doubled up, 10-5.
Oh, okay, just go up and block.
Well done.
Nothing much you can do there. Just respond and move on from the next point. Let's see what Chloe Sauter can do here. She can rally off a couple points for her team. That's a pretty tough serve. Making Ashley Dyer come off and pass. Good off speed. Oh, sweet spirits.
Oh,
That's
nice
a good
attack
joust.
at the net. That
Good
was.
joust. Now, I do have a bone to pick, and I don't know if anybody has noticed this, but of course, I was a setter in college. I noticed this. As a setter, I want to see her take more balls with her hands. Why, you may ask? When you pass a ball, you leave more room for air, and it slows your offense down. The faster you go with your hands, you are already up high, I think there, if she would have set that ball to Ashley Dyer, I think it would have given her more opportunities, and it's farther to the pin, which is what she needs, as you can see here. Just a big swing.
Dyer able to put that one away. No chance for Durbin there. Too much heat behind that missile. Durbin from the service line now. And another.
So Galion's calling a timeout here. I don't think this is a timeout as in that they've done anything wrong. I think this is an opportunity for Galion to be like, okay, we've kind of not capitalized on opportunities that we should have capitalized on early. This could be them saying, okay, this is our game plan moving forward. But this is kind of a free timeout for Crestview. They could, if they would just be in system and pass, I would say just like 5% better right now, they're in this match. They're just shooting themselves in the foot. You cannot run an offense at 10 feet. It's really hard. Then you limit yourself to only 2 options on the court. You can either set the outside or you can set behind, and they haven't really run a lot of balls behind tonight, or they're setting their back row, and they're setting their libero in the back row, which I would like to see if they could find somebody else. That's just a really hard role when you're a passer to try to have to approach and take that many hits in the back row.
There's your breakdown from Mackenzie Weaver.
Sorry if everybody's tired of my volleyball jargon. I just put my little nerd glasses on and like, oh, that's what that is. That's a great swing. She's attacked that line tonight.
She really has. It's actually still morning, Mackenzie. Not even noon yet.
It's not even noon yet.
Slow your roll. Long way to go on this Saturday. Got the Buckeyes kicking off in about 15 minutes. It's going to be an exciting one.
I never knew, and maybe this is like a conspiracy theory, but I was talking to somebody. It was actually my old coach, Sue Subik, and I was talking to her. I'm like, why does Ohio State play all these noon games? Like, there's volleyball on Saturdays, or people have stuff going on Saturday mornings. And her conspiracy theory is that, and I will agree to this, and I'll keep it PG, is that everyone's too drunk to make it to the game at the end of the night, so that's why they have to have it at noon. Am I wrong? I think about that, I'm like, that makes sense, but I'm like, I don't know. There's everybody else plays, and I know like Texas and Arkansas plays tonight. I'm like, who wants to watch Texas and Arkansas at 7? Not I.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of evidence to your conspiracy theory there.
I think that's a pretty good conspiracy. I think that's pretty straight on. I've had some weird ones in the past. I'm like, that sounds pretty solid and sound.
Speaking of solid sounding, how about that from Schreiber, the freshman again coming through.
Their freshmen have done a great job of they work extremely hard throughout all of these plays here. That's a great swing.
Well set up and constructed there for Young, right in the middle, and quickly the lead has ballooned to double digits here in set 2.
They've had 2 really solid classes. Well, I coached 8th grade volleyball, so I saw these kids play when they were 7th and 8th graders, and they're super, super solid, especially in their middle school program over at Galion.
Always great to see the evolution of young players coming up through the ranks, and how many steps do they take from one level to the next? How much better do they get from 8th grade to freshman to sophomore?
And you know what? Jamie Valentine, before she left, I'm really close with that family, and I've known Jamie my whole life. She did a great job establishing her little people and making sure, like, you don't have to play at the best club team when you're 11 and 12. That's not the whole point of club volleyball when you're that young. It is, can I learn fundamental volleyball? Can I play a lot? Because honestly, the more times you play and the better kids you play around as soon as you get older, like that makes more sense. But they play fundamental volleyball. There's a couple moments here and there where like, oh, like volleyball goes out the window and you just got to respond and react. But they've done a super, super solid job the past 4 years with the kids that have come through this program.
Galion, arguably the most dominant program in North Central Ohio. 4 consecutive MOAC championships for them. 18 wins a season ago, 24-2 back in 2019. That was a really special team. I covered them a couple of times. 19-5 the year before that, and then 17 wins in 2017. So, you know, the engine, it's roaring, baby. They got this thing on the right path here.
Yeah, and this freshman class and this sophomore class is going to take them places this year. I have no doubts.
So the future Always bright for Galion volleyball. In the present, not so bad either, as they go on top 19-7, an unforced error for the Cougars, and this one seems like it's slipping away from them.
It is slipping away, and some of this has to do with youth. They've got to work. Sometimes it gets ugly before it gets better. It is still early enough in the season where, okay, they've got to evaluate some film. They've got to see what's going on. They changed their defense, which hasn't hurt them today. Okay. It's a solid swing. Solid swing.
You can't place it much better out there, Mackenzie.
No, and I think you see she's getting as deep as she can. That's super deep than she normally take an approach. Slow to fast. And honestly, you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of swing. 4-4. Beautiful.
Tough play at the net right there. Sauter couldn't make it.
Changing up their serve reception, seeing if that can change anything for them. That's a great eye from Ashley Dyer. She's like, you know what? You're going to move back. I'm just going to serve short.
Dyer delivering an ace.
Back to back.
Tigers piling it on here, trying to end the second set. They know the Buckeyes are kicking off soon, I think, Mackenzie. They're trying to get over to their TV sets.
I think the dads are saying, girls, that's such a dad thing. Football's on. I have my buffalo chicken dip waiting at home. Or that's my mom. She's like, you got buffalo chicken dip waiting at home. Like, let's get it going.
Sounds like a pretty nice little Saturday, you know?
Now I'm going to be hungry the rest of the day. I'm like, now I got buffalo chicken dip at the back of my head. I should text mom. I'm like, hey, you want to put some in the oven for me?
Just chicken on your mind.
Oh, chicken.
Overall. You got to get down with the pickles, though. How can you eat a chicken sandwich without pickles, Mackenzie? I don't get it.
My mom yells at me because I literally put ketchup on everything. So like I put ketchup on my chicken sandwich. And I was like, you're disgusting. I don't like cane sauce or Chick-fil-A sauce either. And then my mom looks at me like, I don't even know why I take you places.
It's a fair look that I feel like I'm trying to give you right now. Set point here. The second has been all Galion, but how about a little bright spot here from Durbin?
Sarah Cohn's coming back in. She has been a great leader by example in the past 3 matches I've watched her play, and especially on Thursday night, no matter how bad things looked, she was a bright spot offensively on the blocking front for them.
Off the let, the setup, and smash job. Get out of the way. Haley Young capping things off here. That'll do it for set number 2. Galion rocking and rolling. We'll see if they can close it out in 3 right after this.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
We welcome you back to the Cougars Den. Third set action underway. You already missed a Galion point. They got this set started a little bit early, and boy, the party, it's just going on for the Tigers right now.
I don't know if anybody saw that serve. That was a super, super tough, short zone 2 serve. You can't tell where she's about to serve. What's super great about her serve is she swings and she stops her hand super high, so you can't tell if she's going to serve short or deep.
It's been really tough for Crestview to handle here lately. They do this time, though, and they're on the board here in the third.
She found high hands. Young's got super long arms. She's got to get those wrists low and fast across the net, but that's a great eye from that outside hitter.
Chance for Crestview here with the serve. Square things up at 2 apiece.
Okay, a little tight. Good decision. So in-system free ball.
Just looks a little lackadaisical right now for Crestview. Not a lot of feet moving sometimes, Mackenzie. Girls staying in their little area.
In my professional opinion, there's no first ball contact, so there is nothing propelling them throughout the point. That's a better pass because it's in front of the 10-foot line. That gives them a little bit more energy. When you're playing volleyball, it is super easy to be just stopped because you're watching the game, especially on defense, and their weight is on their heels. They have got to keep their weight moving forward, anticipating that the ball is going to find them.
Sophie Durbin was able to do that on the previous point.
Beautiful.
But just quality volleyball right there by the Tigers.
First ball in system, running their middles. It's my favorite thing to see. Because this gives them more opportunity now. Okay, they go to their middle 1 or 2 more times, and they can dish to the outside or back to the right, and they won't have many blockers.
Set up here to the near side, but the double block is on. Capretta, Dyer combine to make the block.
Hands low and fast. All day, all night. I love to see it.
Set up to the near side. Good looking swing right there from Shiflett.
Let's see what she can do with this serve right here. Let's try to get 2 to even at least. Get them comfortable.
Lady Cougars definitely in need of like a nice run. You know, taking the lead. They have not been in front at any point so far tonight or today.
They've been within 1 or 2 points, and then it's those unforced errors that you said, which I love that you put that because I was about out when you were going through like what key things do they need to hone in on, and it's the unforced errors. It's the stupid volleyball errors that you know that you should make every single time and you just don't.
So not as much of a dum-dum perhaps as my mother says.
You are no dum-dum. That was beautiful how you said that.
Big play at the net. Smash job, Sophie Durbin. Sending some sriracha.
You know, I've never had sriracha.
It seems like you're so limited right now in your
like
condiments. If you're just straight ketchup, there are so many better flavors out there, Mackenzie.
I get yelled at. My cousin's husband is Indian, and I went over to their house, and they had this ketchup, and it was spicy. I was like, Mary, I can't eat this. She's like, what do you mean you can't eat this? I said, there's too much spice in this. She's like, it's Indian ketchup, Mackenzie. You'll be fine. I'm so not cultured.
So
it's a problem.
As long as we call it ketchup, you'll eat it? That's how we trick you?
Yeah, you'll have to trick me and say it's like a spicy white girl ketchup is what it was. Good service zone there, making them go in between 2 people.
Nice setup for the big in the middle. Crestview handles it, though. Gets it back over. The rally continues. Until now.
Great swing off 1 foot. They've done a great job. I noticed Monroeville and Galion have done a super great job of incorporating when that setter's in the front row, running some plays behind with the middles off 1 foot.
Capretta unloads the serve. Cougars uncork one here.
It's a good off-block play right there. It's a bang-bang play. It's a solid block.
Wow. Good athleticism right there from Durbin. The anticipation just to smack that back over.
That was a 1-2 punch. Be aware.
Literally bang, bang.
Yes.
2 rights in a row. Great setup.
And I don't know if anybody saw this. When she went to swing, she saw that left front blocker pulled, so she dropped her left shoulder and tried to attack that left side of the right back, but her left side of the court there.
And how about Ashley Dyer, just a sophomore, but voted a captain on the team, Mackenzie? I imagine that's pretty rare.
That shows a lot about her, not only like her volleyball play and her volleyball IQ. I don't see her personally as like a vocal leader. She is very much a leader by example. She does her job, does her role she's supposed to do. She picks other people up. Done a great job here. She's a good kid. She comes from a good family. She's got a pretty good head on her shoulders.
She's got a nice serve right here, back line.
Yeah.
And the Cougars get the point here, and you can see a couple of the players, Grace Fryer in particular, trying to rally the troops here. Get some smiles on some faces, and like you said, really overemphasize sometimes the emotions. It's important.
Yeah, you just fake it, and I will say it till I die. And anything you do where you struggle, you put a smile on your face and you fake it until you make it.
Great placement there from Young over the top of the defense.
She's a little tight, and she's like, okay, we're just going to send a little tip over and see what happens. I think that was more of a panic play, but it worked out. Great swing.
Was the setup to the near side. Izzy Artis, the junior, unloads.
And if you look at their front row right now, that was a great decision from their setter. She has more height from Galions from their middle to their right sides, and she took advantage of having a mismatch opportunity there with their outside. It's a good block touch.
Must have went around the antenna, perhaps?
Under the net. She was under the net. She set a little tight.
Couple substitutions on each side. Jillian Capretta back up front now for Galion. There she is on the block, making her presence felt right away.
Good block coverage.
Couldn't get enough of it that time, and Crestview gets the point.
This is some mental errors that I'm seeing. The more comfortable you get, especially when you have had such a great offensive team, the mental errors start to kick in, and I'm seeing that a little bit with Galion. They're kind of still moving when the ball's being hit. They're not playing great fundamental volleyball right now at this moment, so I like to see if they can respond with this free ball they're about to get.
One too many touches for the Tigers to get it over. Crestview inching their way a little bit closer, cuts it down to just a 3-point deficit. Now they've got Weaver on the serve. The sophomore sends.
A little too far over. I think she was trying to run a three ball there with her middle. They've got to respond right now with a boom, boom play like that.
Ooh, boom, boom, pow, Mackenzie. How about Schieber with the point again? Having a solid match.
She's been very shoddy. She hasn't just had one go-to part of the court that she's hit at. She's gone 4-4. She's gone down the line. She's found zone 6. She sees the court really well.
Great play and execution for Crestview. Leads to a point.
So they're going two-person serve receive here. Oh, they're pulling one more back. That missed serve didn't help them.
Unforced errors never helpful for you, especially when you've been trailing the entire day. Crestview having trouble keeping the momentum flowing in their favor. Give credit to the Tigers for that.
I like that tempo, but where you see where she's hitting that ball, it's about like 4 balls length too far inside. And Ashley Dyer, the only place she had to hit was right at the top of the tape. Didn't quite make it over. If she pushes that ball about 2 feet more to that pin, she's got a whole lot of line to hit over because they're setters in the front row right now.
They set it up that time for Capretta. No problem for the Cougars, but that swing from Artis just off balance, no chance.
Really far outside that antenna. That doesn't give her a lot of opportunities to be successful. Just got to keep her inside.
Jillian sends deep. Now they get it to the middle. The block is on, though. But the party continues for the Tigers. Bit lucky there for Young. Uncharacteristic bad setup there from Chloe Sauter.
And that leads to a timeout. They're down 6. Let's see if Sadie can coach them up a little bit here.
New coach here for Crestview this season. Trying to replace Jody Ritchie. Had some great years last season, 16 wins for Crestview. 13 the season before that, 2018. They really had a solid campaign with 20 victories. And then 18 in 2017. So both of these programs, Mackenzie, you could say two of the top that we've had in North Central Ohio. It feels like Crestview, a little bit of a drop off this season, on their way to their 3rd straight loss here. But it's tough to replace the likes of a Kennedy Goon and an Autumn Bailey. We're talking, that's like 700 combined kills those girls produced last year.
Yeah. You know, someone said earlier, like, I don't like when football coaches say, like, we're in a rebuilding season. Because, like, that's not like a cop-out, but it's kind of like, okay, how do you replace that? It's going to be, you know what, it could be ugly for a year. And that's okay because that gives girls opportunities to play. They know what it feels like then to lose. They don't like that feeling. And that gives them more opportunity to play better kids. And it's okay to play better kids because that makes you better as a player. That's a great swing.
Even better dig. Skylar Young going low in the trenches for that one.
She's changing the flow of the game. Sending that behind.
Now
out.
A deep hit, just a bit too long there from Artis.
And you know what? I see the fight in Crestview. It's not that I don't see the fight. It's the execution piece. That is youth. That is a lack of like volleyball maturity with executing on like a bang-bang play, which will come with time. They're still young. They still have opportunities to make good things happen.
Sidewinder just stayed right on the side of the net. And it works out in Crestview's favor. So Ramsey rotating in. Here is Skylar, the senior. One of only 2 12th graders on the team for the Cougs this season. There's a yummy ball right there.
Let's see if what they can use in system here.
2-hand push shot there from Weaver. Comes over to challenge.
That's a great ball. It's all the way to the outside.
And just a flat-out smash burger here from Dyer. How many times have we seen this morning already?
Yeah, and she's been super successful as long as they keep that ball all the way to the outside and they give her a little bit more time. I don't say she's undersized. She is 5'7". She jumps extremely well for her height, and she's done a great job tonight. They just got to keep making sure they push it all the way to the pin because that gives her more opportunity to see the rest of the court.
Cougars set it up for their middle.
Great block.
The block was on.
She didn't jump with that setter. That is really super hard. When you are a middle blocker, you usually want to jump with the setter. She stayed super disciplined. She stayed with her middle, and she had her hands low and fast across the net.
That was Haley Young making that play. Now Crestview starting to run out of chances, and the unforced errors continue. Nine-point differential, and this has been the theme so far, Mackenzie. Crestview's been able to hang around until it's about the midway point of the set, and then Galion, boy, they just take off like a helicopter in a windstorm.
That's a great dig, great swing. Just a little long. And you know what? It's that halfway through the match, you start to either get comfortable, the things that your coach was telling you to do, like, okay, I got to make sure I'm outside the block. and you get stuck behind the block, or you don't take 2 extra steps and you're short to the dig, or making the smart play, getting your feet underneath you and approaching and taking the good hit of the ball. That's what happens, and that's what Crestview's been struggling with here in the early part of the season.
See if Coach Sadie's bunch put together a little late morning rally here. Definitely showing a lot of fight, but a couple feet going under the net there from Shiflett.
And I love their fight, but it's almost a little too late. But again, I'll harp on this, and I said that it's about Crestview early. It's just a lack of maturity of the kids, which will come with more experiences.
And I gotta imagine, I'm kind of a morning person, but not really. It's gotta be tough to play a varsity game at 11:15 a.m.
You know what? Here's my thing. This is a Bobbyism of the morning. This is your Bobbyism.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Crestviews are really big. I don't know this to be true. They have got to make sure, one, they get a lot of good sleep. Yes, you want to go to the football game. You got to go to bed. Halftime, Bobby's rule, halftime, get home. Their sport is not more important than yours, which I'm not saying that is here. Make sure you get home, you get your rest, and you cannot roll out of bed. You have got to jump out of bed, splash water on your face, be ready to go early, because it is important. This is a big game for them. This is a game that will, honestly, depending on how you win and how people vote when you go to state voting, how they respond. And okay, they beat them in 3 on a Saturday morning. They're going to get more points that way when they go to state voting, and teams are getting looked at for the top 25 poll.
So the Cougars hanging on by a thread here. Match point at stake here for the Tigers, looking to close things out here on the road in a 3-set fashion. And that's going to do it. Popping the piñata, Haley Young seals the deal. Galion a winner here in 3 sets. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will have an interview with our J&F Construction Player of the Match. Break down some stats and analysis for you guys. So a lot more still to come here. Keep it locked and loaded. The OH Report Volleyball live stream returns.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
We are back with our MVP of the match. We've got the sophomore outside hitter from the Galion Lady Tigers. How about Ashley Dyer putting on a display here this afternoon? Tell me about your game and what do you feel like you bring to the table for this Galion club?
Well, as captain, I feel like I have to bring more leadership, and I have to bring my team up, not only when I'm down, but when everyone else is down. I feel like it's my job to just help everyone get out of their head and do what they need to do.
Probably pretty rare that a sophomore would be voted team captain. How were you able to put yourself in that position to earn the respect of some of your older teammates?
A lot of it is just you have to be respectful to them too. You can't just expect them to listen to you without me listening to them first. And it's all about trust and just having fun together.
You girls had a 5-match win streak broken in your previous match against Highland. How important was it for you to come out here, put on a show, and make sure that you ended the streak?
It was pretty important for us because we all had high hopes going into Highland, and for us to come in and win today, it just got our momentum back, and hopefully we can get all of our energy and excitement back for our next 3 away games.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look forward for you. You got 3 games coming up all next week, too. You're going to be at Willard Monday, at Pleasant Tuesday, and then at River Valley on Thursday. Do you like having that many competitions back to back to back pretty much?
I wouldn't say I don't like it.
Sure.
I mean, sometimes you need a break, but I think it'll be fun playing every day. You know, a little break from practice at least.
Well, you got 6 wins on the season against just a couple of losses. What's the key for this team on a day-by-day basis? What do you think really fuels you when you're out there on the hardwood? How are you collecting those dubs?
Kills. Definitely kills. When we get a good, solid kill and we all come in and scream together, it basically supplies our energy for the whole game.
There's just nothing quite like it, right? That's one of my favorite parts about volleyball is y'all get to celebrate like 100 times per game. It's just fun. It's infectious. And when you're the one making the kill, I imagine there's just a little bit more to those celebrations, right?
Yeah.
Well, you did your fair share of killing here this morning. Congratulations, our MVP, Ashley Dyer, Galion sophomore. Great match for you.
Thank you.
We'll step away one more time. We'll be right back to wrap things up from the Cougar Den.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
We welcome you back to Olivesburg, Ohio, here inside of the Cougars Den, where Crestview goes down in 3 sets here at home. A big win for the Galion Lady Tigers, and really impressive performance by them. Brian Skronsky along with Mackenzie Weaver for you. Let's put a ball on this thing, Mackenzie. What did you see here today that made Galion successful? And then on the other side of the net, what is Crestview lacking where pretty much all their matches are 3 sets right now and just not having a lot of success here in recent times?
Galion has done a super good job of controlling matches, especially the one we watched here today with their serve and pass game. When you're in the system, and I feel like I'm a broken record sometimes when I harp on it, but for any volleyball team to be super, super successful, you have to be passing in system. So that's passing in front of the 10-foot line and giving your setter opportunities to deliver hittable balls. You can have the best offense in the country. You can have, and even if when you look in college, you can have the best hitters ever. But if you can't deliver with the pass, you're not going to be successful. And I think that's where Crestview has fallen short. They just haven't been able to get themselves in system to run an offense. Especially you pass for middle hitters. You want your middles to be involved early and often in matches, and it just didn't happen for them today. And I would say it's like, I don't want to say it's volleyball errors because I think it's mental errors. They know how to play the game of volleyball. These kids have played long enough. Even if you're not like rock star #1 MVP, you have a role and responsibility that you do.
Sure.
And whatever you do in your role, you just want to make sure you're not making the mental error. It's making the mental error sometimes is worse than making the volleyball error because the volleyball error is correctable. The mental error sometimes isn't if it becomes habit. So I would like to see them, I think what would be really good for them is to break down and come back and watch this. And some of the things that I'm saying, I think maybe if it's said to them in a different way, coming from a different person, I know that, especially from experience, like sometimes like a different person, like, hey, my team would say, hey, I see you're doing this. Why don't you try this instead? And then you go back and watch it and they start to see themselves make that error and it's correctable then.
So perhaps a little learning experience here on the OS Report. These girls got a chance to go back and watch the live and free coverage. And, you know, one thing I think that bodes well for Crestview, even though they're now below 500, they're at 4-5 overall, 3 straight losses for them. Next week, they get back into conference play, and they get a couple of the bottom feeders. They're going to get a play here at home against New London on Tuesday, and then Thursday they go over to Mapleton. So while you can't necessarily grow completely from playing an outmatched opponent, you can definitely get the good vibes and the juju flowing in your direction with a couple of nice wins.
That can be great opportunities for them to, okay, this is where we're gonna pass so many, I don't want to say perfect passes because in volleyball like perfect is relative, but okay, I need 4 perfect passes here, or I need to have pass for here so we run this play so many times, and that puts pressure on your hitters to make good decisions, and it puts good pressure on your defenders to make good passes and good decisions.
And for Galion moving forward, 3 matches all on the road next week. Just your overall impressions of this team and what type of success you feel like they're going to have moving forward, 6-2 right now on the season.
You know, I don't know if they play Highland again or if they play Bellevue again. They play neither of them again. Okay, so they don't have that opportunity to, I don't want to say get revenge, but to be able to respond here. What I would like to see, I think it was in the first set, eliminating those errors. I would like to see their setter put more hands on the ball. She did a really good job when they were out of system, deliver that forearm pass to their outside hitters. I like to see her put more hands on the ball, and I would like to see them make better. They make the easy decision. I want to see them make the volleyball decision. What is, okay, this is the court, this is the opportunity, I've scouted my team, this is where I'm going to go in this situation. That makes their volleyball IQ go up 5 points when you break it down and you've seen them in this situation, this defense does this, so I'm going to do the opposite. That type of thing. That's them not only developing as like young ladies and athletes, but their volleyball IQ as well.
So you heard it here from a 3-time All-Ohioan in the state of Ohio. That's what you got to do to take your game to the next level. Certainly Galion was able to do that today here on the road as they win in 3 sets. A sweep for the Tigers. Appreciate everyone out there watching on this Saturday morning and hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. But for now, from the Cougars Den, we are out of here.